The engine's low rumble fades as Marcus Kane sits alone in his car, watching the store's neon sign flicker through the windshield. He pulls his jacket tight, rolling the sleeves to hide the gold watch he never takes off. His reflection stares back from the rearview mirror, older, sharper, weighed down by something heavier than years. He exhales, steadying his hands on the wheel. In the glass, the store's harsh light cuts across his face, reminding him of every time his mother came home quiet, holding back tears after shopping trips that left her feeling small. A memory hits. His mother, standing at a counter, clutching a dress, the clerk's voice cold. "No returns for people like you." Young Marcus peeking from behind her, feeling helpless and angry, learning early that some doors open wider for others. He shakes off the memory, jaw set. Tonight, he isn't CEO. He's just another black man, about to walk into a place he owns but doesn't always belong. The title means nothing if the people inside can't see past his skin. He looks at his phone, reading the text from his assistant. "Ready when you are." He types back, "Give me 20 minutes." The message is sent, but his mind is elsewhere. He checks his reflection one last time. No suit, no tie, nothing to give him away. Just a man in a worn jacket, determined to see the truth for himself. He opens the door, the night air sharp against his skin. As he steps out, the neon buzzes overhead. Warning and a dare. He locks the car, tucks his head down, and heads for the entrance. Inside, he's not the boss. Not tonight. Fluorescent lights hum overhead as Marcus steps inside, the door closing behind him with a soft thud. He keeps his pace slow, scanning the aisles, hands deep in his jacket pockets. Vanessa stands at the counter, chatting with Tyler, her voice carrying just enough to fill the empty space. Marcus pauses at a rack of jackets, fingers brushing the fabric. "Excuse me," he says, quiet but clear. "Do you have this in a 42 long?" Vanessa doesn't look up. She waves a hand in his direction, her focus fixed on Tyler. "If it's not out, it's not in stock. Clearance is back there." Tyler glances over, his lips pressing into a thin line. He grabs a stack of shirts, pretending to sort them, but his eyes linger on Marcus, watching every move. A white customer enters. Vanessa's posture shifts instantly. She straightens, her tone brightens. "Mr. Peters, your order's waiting." She steps away from Marcus, her smile wide, her attention now fully on the new arrival. Marcus lingers by a jacket with a faint stain on the sleeve. He looks up, noticing the red light of the security camera. The lens stares back, unblinking, recording everything but changing nothing. He sighs, checks the price tag, and heads to the register. Vanessa rings up the jacket, her eyes never meeting his. The receipt curls into his hand, a quiet record of what just happened. Jada, a young black girl at the end of the counter, clutches a return. The security guard shifts, arms folded, gaze steady on her. Marcus offers her a nod, a small gesture of understanding. He pockets the receipt and walks out, the automatic doors sliding shut behind him. The camera follows, its red glow steady. The security camera's lens pans slowly, its gaze cold and impartial. Marcus moves through the aisles, the overhead monitor flickering as it tracks him. He feels the weight of every glance, every step recorded. Vanessa stands by the register, arms crossed, her lips drawn tight as she watches the screen above. Tyler leans against a shelf, tapping his foot, eyes darting between Marcus and the monitor. He whispers to Vanessa, "He's been in here a while." She shrugs, her tone flat. "Just keep an eye out. You know how it goes." Marcus pauses near the ties, picking up a cheap one, his movements deliberate. The camera zooms in, catching the tension in his jaw, the way his hand tightens around the fabric. He looks up, meeting the camera's unblinking stare. For a moment it feels like a challenge. At the far end, Jada browses quietly, a guard trailing her at a distance. The guard's radio crackles, breaking the uneasy hush. Jada glances up, her eyes meeting Marcus's. There's a flicker of recognition, a silent exchange of understanding. Tyler snickers, nudging a coworker. Bet he's not buying anything. The coworker shrugs, avoiding Marcus's gaze, shifting, uncomfortably. Marcus heads to the register, placing the tie on the counter. Vanessa rings him up, her face expressionless. The camera records every detail, the lack of eye contact, the forced politeness, the way Marcus's receipt is handed over with averted eyes. He leaves, the doors sliding open as the camera follows his retreat. Outside, he glances back once, the red light still glowing, bearing silent witness to everything the world tries to overlook. The camera blinks, storing another day's proof. Marcus stands outside, the night air cool against his face. He leans against his car, the receipt balled tightly in his fist. His knuckles ache, but he doesn't let go. The parking lot is nearly empty, just the hum of distant traffic and the store's neon sign flickering overhead. He stares at the crumpled paper, replaying the last hour. Vanessa's dismissive tone, Tyler's sideways glances, the security guard's steady watch on Jada. Each moment stacks up, heavy and sharp. He remembers his mother, her voice trembling as she told him, "Sometimes you have to keep the proof." His phone buzzes. He unlocks it, reading a message from his assistant. "Anything unusual?" He types back, "Pull all HR complaints. Now." His thumb hovers before he sends it, the weight of what he's doing settling in. A memory flashes. Prom night, standing outside a store, his date's mascara streaked from crying after being turned away. He'd promised himself he'd never let it happen again. Not to him, not to anyone. He looks up at the store. The red glow of the security camera still visible through the glass. The lens faces out, but it never seems to see what matters most. Marcus breathes in, slow and steady. He takes a photo of the receipt, saving it. Evidence, just in case. He gets in the car, setting the receipt on the dashboard. The engine starts, headlights cutting through the darkness. As he pulls away, he glances in the rearview mirror. The neon sign sputters, casting broken shadows across the lot. He drives off, the proof in his hand and a plan forming in his mind. Marcus sits at his kitchen table, the store's neon glow seeping through the blinds and painting jagged lines across his face. He opens his laptop, the screen's harsh light competing with the flicker from outside. He clicks through surveillance footage, pausing on Jada's wary glance, Vanessa's tight smile, Tyler's careless posture. He scrolls to an email from Vanessa, the subject line bold, "Unwanted incidents." The body reads, "We don't need to cater to those customers." Marcus's jaw tightens. He prints the email, the paper trembling as it slides from the tray. The sound is sharp, final. A memory surfaces. His mother standing in a store's harsh light, her voice low but steady. "They'll only see you when you force them to." The words echo in his mind, fueling his resolve. He stacks the printed email atop the photo of his receipt, next to a notebook already filled with complaints and resignation letters. Each document is a piece of a puzzle he's no longer willing to ignore. His phone vibrates. A message from his assistant, "HR files ready." Marcus replies, "I'll be in early." He closes the laptop, the glow fading from his face. The neon sign outside buzzes, casting shifting shadows across the room. Marcus stands, shoulders squared, resolve hardening with every step. He glances at the stack of evidence, then at the window. The city hums beyond the glass, unaware of the storm he's about to unleash. He turns off the lamp, leaving the room in half light. The neon flickers once more, as if daring him to act. Marcus walks away, his mind set, the plan clear. The night is quiet, but change is coming. Marcus sits in his office, blinds drawn, the only light coming from the monitor in front of him. He clicks play on a grainy video file. The footage shakes slightly, time-stamped 1992. His mother stands at a store counter, clutching a floral dress. The manager's voice, cold and dismissive, cuts through. "No returns for your kind." Young Marcus appears in the corner of the frame, eyes wide, fists balled at his sides. His mother's face is tight with hurt, but she doesn't argue. She turns, taking Marcus's hand, her shoulders tense. The camera lingers as they walk away, the dress still in her grip. Present-day Marcus pauses the video, his hand hovering over the mouse. He leans closer, tracing his mother's tear-streaked cheek on the screen. The pain in her eyes is unmistakable, a wound that never fully healed. He exhales, the memory heavy. He remembers the ride home that day, his mother silent, her knuckles white on the steering wheel. He remembers vowing to never let that happen again. He rewinds the footage, watching it once more. The manager's expression, the way the other customers look away, pretending not to notice. Each detail burns into his mind. A knock at the door startles him. His assistant peeks in, concern etched on her face. "You okay?" Marcus nods, voice rough. "Just needed to see it again." She lingers, then leaves quietly, closing the door with care. Marcus sits back, eyes closed, the video looping on the screen. His mother's strength, her quiet dignity, fill the room. He opens his eyes, resolves sharpening. This story isn't over. Not for him, not for anyone who's ever been made to feel small. The office is quiet except for the whir of the printer. Marcus sits at his desk, reading an email from Vanessa. The subject line is blunt. Unwanted incidents. He scrolls down, jaw tightening as he finds the sentence. "We don't need to cater to those customers." The words are bold, unapologetic. He zooms in, studying the phrase. His mind flashes to boardroom meetings with his late father, who fought for every client, every community. Marcus prints the email, the sheet trembling as he pulls it from the tray. The sound seems louder than it should be. He adds the email to a growing stack of documents on his desk: resignation letters, complaint, forms, notes scribbled in frustration. Each page is a piece of the puzzle, proof of a system built to keep some people out. His assistant enters, carrying a folder. She hesitates, eyes flicking to the printer, then to Marcus's clenched fist. "Found more files," she says, voice low. Marcus nods, not looking up. "Leave them here, I'll handle it." She sets the folder down, her hand lingering for a moment. "You're not alone in this," she says, then slips out, closing the door behind her. Marcus stares at the email, the words burning into his memory. He thinks of his mother, of Jada, of every customer who was ever made to feel less than. He presses the paper flat, smoothing the crease with his palm. The office feels colder now, the weight of the evidence pressing in. Marcus knows what he has to do. He gathers the documents, resolves buildings with every page. He stands, ready to face the truth head on. Marcus sits beneath the harsh glow of his desk lamp, flipping through a stack of letters. One envelope is worn, edges soft from handling. He opens it, unfolding a handwritten note from Carlos, the night janitor. The ink is smudged, the handwriting shaky. Carlos describes being followed during every shift, security guards watching, him sweep, managers checking the trash he emptied. Marcus reads aloud, voice barely above a whisper. "I tried to do my job. They looked at me like I was stealing, not cleaning." He pauses, jaw tight, eyes scanning the next line. "I quit before they made me hate myself." He leans back, the chair creaking. The words hang in the air, heavy and raw. He remembers, passing Carlos in the hallway, always nodding, never asking more. Regret settles in his chest. His assistant enters quietly, placing a new folder on the desk. She glances at the letter, her brow furrowing. "That's from Carlos, isn't it?" Marcus nods, folding the note with care. "Yeah, it's from him." She hesitates, then says, "He was always the first here, last to leave. Never complained." Marcus looks up, meeting her gaze. He shouldn't have had to. She leaves, closing the door gently behind her. Marcus adds Carlos's letter to the growing pile of evidence. Each page is a story, a wound, a reason to act. He sits for a moment, the quiet pressing in. The lamp's light pools on the desk, illuminating the truth he can't ignore. He gathers the letters, standing with new resolve. The time for watching is over. Marcus scrolls through his phone, stopping at a video sent by a concerned employee. The screen fills with Tyler's face, exaggerated and mocking. Tyler mimics a black customer's southern accent, drawing laughter from two co-workers off camera. The teen filming it adds a caption, "This is why I shop online." The clip is short, but the sting lingers. Marcus watches, jaw clenched. The laughter in the background is sharp, cutting. He notices the way Tyler's shoulders shake, the way the others egg him on. No one speaks up. No one leaves. The video loops, each replay twisting deeper. He checks the comments. Fire him. This is what happens at Cane's? Not surprised. The outrage is immediate, the damage spreading fast. His assistant knocks, holding her phone. "It's everywhere," she says, voice tense. "People are tagging the store, customers, staff, everyone." Marcus nods, not looking, away from the screen. "Save every copy. Don't let anyone delete it." She hesitates, then adds, "The teen who filmed it, she wants to talk?" Marcus nods again. "Set it up. I want to hear her side." The video plays once more. Tyler's laughter, the co-worker's encouragement, the absence of any challenge. Marcus's grip tightens on the phone, knuckles white. He looks up. The office suddenly too small. The store's neon sign flickers in the window, casting a harsh glow across his desk. He stands, phone in hand, determination settling in his eyes. He dials his assistant. "Get me HR. And legal. Now." The video keeps playing, the laughter echoing long after the screen goes dark. Marcus sits at the conference table, a dusty folder, marked "Resolved," in front of him. He flips it open, revealing a stack of forms, each stamped, each signed, each one a story. Complaint after complaint. Black customers accused of theft, receipts questioned, bags checked twice. The language is always the same. Incident closed, no further action. He reads one aloud, voice steady. Customers reported feeling targeted by staff. Manager responded, "It's just our usual routine." He glances at the attached note in Vanessa's handwriting. Overreaction. Customer was agitated. His assistant stands nearby, arms folded, watching his reaction. They threatened to sue last year. HR said it was handled. Marcus doesn't look up. Handled for who? He asks, flipping to the next page. A photo is clipped to one report. A young man, eyes down, standing beside a security guard. Marcus studies the image, then the words, "Suspected of shoplifting. No evidence found." Another stamp. Case closed. He closes the folder, the sound sharp in the quiet room. "How many more?" he asks, voice low. His assistant shrugs, uneasy. "At least a dozen, maybe more in the archives." Marcus stands, the folder under his arm. The air feels heavier, the weight of every unchecked box pressing on his chest. He glances around the empty room, the echo of past complaints lingering. He turns to his assistant. "Make copies of everything. I want them on my desk by morning." She nods, already moving. As Marcus leaves, he pauses at the doorway, folder in hand. The system's cracks are wider than he thought, and now he can't look away. Marcus steps back into the store, the same frayed jacket draped over his shoulders. He keeps his head low, scanning the displays as if he's just another customer. Vanessa stands behind the counter, her arms folded, eyes narrowing as she spots him. She leans into Tyler, voice barely above a whisper. "He's back again." Tyler glances over, his brow furrowed. He pretends to rearrange a display of watches, but his gaze flicks to Marcus every few seconds. Vanessa's posture stiffens, her jaw set. Marcus picks up a watch, turning it over in his hand. Vanessa steps out from behind the counter, her heels tapping a steady rhythm on the tile. She stops just short of him, reaching out to take the watch. "That's fragile," she says, her tone clipped. "We don't want any accidents." He meets her gaze, calm and steady. "I'm just looking. Is that a problem?" Vanessa's lips press together, forming a thin line. "If you need help, I'm right here," she replies, but her words hold no warmth. A woman nearby, sorting through scarves, glances up, sensing the tension. She hesitates, then quickly moves to another aisle. Tyler watches, his hands fidgeting. With a price tag. Marcus sets the watch back, careful and deliberate. Vanessa hovers, arms crossed again, her eyes never leaving him. He moves to another display, her presence shadowing every step. He heads toward the fitting rooms, but Vanessa blocks the way. "Those are closed for cleaning," she says, voice flat. Marcus nods, not arguing, and turns back toward the main floor. He catches his reflection in a display mirror, the jacket worn, but his resolve unbroken. He glances at Vanessa, her stare sharp, but he doesn't flinch. He knows exactly what he's looking for now. Marcus moves toward the men's section, scanning the shelves. Tyler approaches, a paper cup in hand, pretending to check inventory. He sidesteps Marcus, then suddenly stumbles, coffee splashing across Marcus's shoes. "Oh, man, sorry about that," Tyler says, his mouth twisting into a forced grin. The liquid seeps into the leather, darkening it. Marcus looks down, jaw tightening. "It's fine," he replies, voice even, though his fists clench at his sides. Tyler shrugs, wiping his hands on his pants. "Should watch your step," he mutters, glancing over his shoulder at Vanessa, who watches from the counter, arms folded. A customer nearby, an older man with a cane, pauses at the commotion. He offers Marcus a napkin from his pocket, eyes apologetic. "Here, son, happens to the best of us." Marcus accepts it, nodding his thanks. Tyler leans in, voice low. "Didn't mean anything by it, just a little accident." Marcus meets his gaze, steady. "Sure, accidents happen." Tyler's eyes darted away, his confidence fading. Jada, standing near a display of hats, pulls out her phone and starts recording, her hand steady. She catches Tyler glancing at her, his face flushing. He turns away, busying himself with a rack of belts. Vanessa calls out, "Everything all right over there?" Her tone is sharp, but she doesn't move from her spot. Marcus responds, "All good, just a spill." He wipes his shoes, the stain spreading, a quiet reminder of every slight he's endured. The older man pats Marcus on the shoulder before walking away. "Keep your head up," he says softly. Marcus stands, shoes damp, but dignity intact. He glances at Jada, who gives him a small, knowing nod. He nods back, the moment settling between them. Jada approaches the counter, clutching a dress, her voice tentative. "I need to return this. I bought it yesterday." Vanessa barely glances up, her fingers tapping the register. "Receipt?" Jada shakes her head. "I lost it, but it's new. The tag's still on." Vanessa's lips curl in a tight smile. "No receipt, no return. That's store policy." Jada's shoulders tense. "But I just bought it. You can check the system." Vanessa doesn't budge. "That's not how it works. Maybe next time. Keep your paperwork." Tyler, nearby, snickers, polishing a watch. "Rules are rules," he mutters, just loud enough for Jada to hear. Marcus steps forward, voice calm but firm. "Is there really nothing you can do?" Vanessa turns to him, her eyes cold. "If she doesn't have proof, there's nothing I can do. End of story." Jada's hands tremble as she sets the dress on the counter, frustration and humiliation mixing in her eyes. A woman in line behind Jada shifts uncomfortably, glancing at Marcus, then at Vanessa. She whispers to her daughter, "Let's go somewhere else." The guard at the door watches, his gaze never leaving Jada. Jada's phone is already recording, tucked low in her hand. She catches Marcus's eye, and he gives a small nod. He turns to Vanessa. "I'd like to buy the dress from her then. Full price." Vanessa hesitates, caught off guard. "If you want to waste your money, that's your business," she says, ringing it up. Jada exhales, relief and gratitude mingling. She hands Marcus the dress, her voice quiet. "Thank you." He nods, meeting her gaze. "You shouldn't have to thank me for fairness." The transaction ends, but the tension lingers, heavy in the air. Jada stands just outside the store, phone in hand, her breath shaky. She opens Twitter, thumbs moving fast. She uploads the video Vanessa's dismissive tone, Tyler's muttered comment, Marcus's quiet intervention. Her caption reads, "Rich CEO or not, he's the only one who saw. Me." She hesitates, then taps Post. Within minutes, her notifications explode. Comments pour in. This happens every day. Been there. Our boycott canes. The video spreads, retweeted by activists, local news, and strangers who recognize the look on Jada's face. Someone tags Marcus's company. Another tags the store's official account. Inside, Vanessa checks her phone, her face paling as she realizes what's happening. Tyler leans over her shoulder, eyes wide. "That's us?" he whispers. Vanessa nods, jaw clenched. It's everywhere. Marcus stands in the parking lot, watching the numbers climb on his own phone. He scrolls through the replies stories from people across the country, each one echoing Jada's experience. He feels pride and anger in equal measure. A customer leaving. The store stops Jada. "Saw your video. Good for you." Jada nods, surprised but grateful. She glances at Marcus, who gives her a nod of solidarity. The store's Yelp rating drops as reviews flood in. "Racist staff. Never shopping here again." The company's PR team scrambles, but the story is out. Jada's phone buzzes again. A message from a local reporter asking for an interview. She looks at Marcus. "What do I say?" He replies, "Tell the truth. They'll listen now." The parking lot feels different, charged with something new. Jada smiles just a little. For the first time, she feels seen. Vanessa sits in the back office, hands trembling as she scrolls through her inbox. Her phone buzzes nonstop, notifications piling up. She opens the email chain, eyes darting to the line. "We don't need to cater to those customers." She hovers over the delete button, then clicks, watching the message vanish. It's too late. Tyler paces outside the door, his steps uneven. He peeks in, voice low. "What are we gonna do?" Vanessa doesn't answer, her focus locked on the computer screen. She deletes another file, then another, each one disappearing with a click. Sweat beads at her hairline. Her phone lights up again, a message from corporate. "Urgent. Call us now." She ignores it, deleting more emails. Tyler leans against the wall, muttering, "We're in trouble, aren't we?" Vanessa snaps, "Just let me think." A cup of coffee slips from her hand, splashing across the desk. The stain spreads, dark and jagged. She grabs a napkin, dabbing at the mess, her movements frantic. The security camera above the door blinks, recording every panicked gesture. Tyler glances at the monitor, his face pale. "They're gonna see everything, Vanessa." She glares at him, voice sharp. "Not if I can help it." But her hands won't stop shaking. The office feels smaller, the walls closing in. Vanessa's reflection on the computer screen looks nothing like the confident manager she was hours ago. She deletes one last file, then slams the laptop shut. Outside, the buzz of voices grows louder. The store is no longer under her control. Vanessa sits back, breathing hard, realizing the damage is done. The evidence may be gone from her inbox, but it lives on in the world outside. Marcus stands at the head of the conference table, folder in hand. His voice is steady. "Bring me every complaint, every email, every piece of evidence. I want the full story." The room goes quiet. A junior lawyer leans in, whispering, "He knows." Marcus drops Carlos's resignation letter on the table, the sound sharp. This ends now. No more hiding. No more excuses. A plane passes overhead, its shadow sliding across the boardroom floor. Someone slides a stack of files toward Marcus, hands barely trembling. He looks around, eyes unwavering. We face the truth, no matter how uncomfortable. Justice isn't about comfort, it's about change. The team shifts, the mood tense but expectant. Marcus closes the folder. The camera lingers on his face. Resolve clear. Outside, the city moves on, unaware of what's about to break inside these walls. The store's neon sign flickers outside Marcus's office window, casting restless patterns across the carpet. He sits at his desk watching Jada's video rack up views on his phone. The numbers climb, comments pouring in, each one a reminder of what's at stake. Vanessa's reflection appears in the glass, pale and tense. She hovers at the doorway, unsure whether to step inside. Marcus doesn't turn. He keeps his eyes on the screen, the hum of the sign outside filling the quiet. Jada's voice plays again, shaky but clear. "He saw me." Marcus closes his eyes for a moment, letting the words settle. The storm is coming, and he's ready. Somewhere across town, Carlos unpacks boxes at his new job, glancing at his phone as the story trends. Jada hugs her mother, relief and pride mingling in her smile. The ripple spreads, touching lives Marcus will never meet. Inside the store, staff gather near the break room, whispers passing between them. Tyler stands apart, hands shoved deep in his pockets, gaze fixed on the floor. The security guard checks the locks, glancing nervously at the growing crowd outside. Marcus's assistant enters quietly, placing a tablet on his desk. "The livestream's set," she says. He nods, still not turning to Vanessa. "Let's begin." The camera on his laptop blinks to life, red light steady. The sign outside buzzes, a warning and a promise. Marcus straightens his jacket, breathes deep, and faces the lens. The moment hangs, heavy and electric, as the world prepares to watch. Chairs scrape against the tile as employees gather in the store's main aisle, eyes darting from one another to the cameras now perched on tripods. The Kane Retail logo glows behind Marcus, who stands at the front, jacket buttoned, hands steady, at his sides. He surveys the room, gaze unwavering. Vanessa sits rigid, her heel tapping out a nervous rhythm beneath her chair. Tyler wipes his forehead, polo clinging to his back. An assistant checks the livestream feed, giving Marcus a subtle nod. The air is thick, every breath measured. Marcus clears his throat. "Thank you for coming. Today we address what's been ignored for too long." His voice is calm, but each word lands heavy. The staff shifts, some leaning forward, others shrinking back. A screen beside Marcus flickers to life, ready to display evidence. He glances at Vanessa, who avoids his eyes, jaw clenched. Tyler's foot bounces, hands gripping the edge of his seat. The assistant whispers, "We're live." The red recording light glows. Marcus looks straight into the camera. "This is for every customer who was ever made to feel small, for every complaint that was brushed aside, for every story that went untold. The room holds its breath. The only sounds are the faint buzz of the neon outside and Vanessa's heel tapping. Faster now." Marcus continues, "We will not look away, not anymore." He gestures to the screen. "Let's begin." The first image appears, a complaint form, Vanessa's handwriting unmistakable. The staff leans in, tension mounting. The truth is on display, and there's no turning back. Vanessa's red heel taps faster, echoing through the room. She keeps her arms folded, chin lifted, but her eyes dart to the screen. Tyler wipes his brow, glancing at the exits, his knee bouncing beneath the table. The staff around them shift in their seats, some whispering, others watching Marcus with wary curiosity. Marcus's voice is low, steady. "You treated me like a thief." He doesn't raise his tone, but the words land hard. The screen shows security footage, Vanessa rolling her eyes at a black teen, Tyler laughing with another employee. The room stiffens. Tyler's breathing quickens. He squeezes his hands together, knuckles white. Vanessa tries to hold her composure, but her jaw tightens, lips pressed thin. A cashier at the back of the room glances at her shoes, then back at Marcus, uncertainty flickering across her face. Another employee, a young man in a blue shirt, shifts his chair closer to the aisle, as if ready to leave. Marcus continues, "This wasn't an accident, it was a pattern." He gestures to the footage. Every look, every word, every dismissal, it's all here. Vanessa's heel stops tapping. She sits perfectly still, hands gripping her chair. Tyler's gaze drops to the floor, shame creeping into his posture. The staff exchange glances. Some look away, others nod slightly, acknowledging what's been shown. The atmosphere is thick with realization. Marcus stands firm, letting the evidence speak. The air is heavy, the truth impossible to ignore. Marcus steps forward, microphone in hand. His voice is measured, no anger, just certainty. The real theft wasn't merchandise, it was dignity. He lets the words settle, scanning the faces before him. The screen behind flickers, splitting to show Vanessa's email. Those customers, and Tyler's mocking video. The staff murmurs, a ripple of discomfort. Vanessa's mascara streaks as she blinks, mouth opening in disbelief. She whispers, "No," but it's barely audible. Tyler shifts, hands clasped tight, eyes darting to the exit. Marcus doesn't flinch. "You stole it from my mother? From Jada? From every person you dismissed or laughed at? You took something you can't return." He looks at Vanessa, then at Tyler. "You thought no one would notice, but everyone saw." A supervisor near the wall clears her throat, voice shaky. We should have said something." A cashier nods, regret on her face. Marcus continues, "This isn't about policy. It's about respect, what you gave, and what you took away." He pauses, letting the weight of his words fill the room. Vanessa wipes her cheek, hands trembling. Tyler stares at the floor, shoulders hunched. Marcus turns to the staff. "It's not too late to do better. But first, you have to see what you've done." The room is silent except for the faint hum of the air conditioning. The truth stands between them, undeniable. Marcus lowers the mic, the accusation hanging in the air, impossible to take back. Marcus holds up a printed email, the words, "those customers," circled in red. He faces the staff, voice calm but unyielding. "You see this? Those customers pay your salary. They built this company. You just didn't see them." The camera zooms in, the circled words glaring from the page. Vanessa rises abruptly, her chair scraping the floor. Her hands shake as she tries to speak. This isn't—" Her voice falters, eyes darting to the faces around her. Marcus interrupts, unwavering. "You wrote it. You meant it. And every action since has proved it." A young cashier covers her mouth, eyes wide. Tyler's foot taps nervously under the table, glancing at Vanessa for direction. The staff shift, some exchanging uneasy looks, others staring at the floor. Marcus gestures to the screen, which replays Vanessa's sneer at Jada. "You made people feel small, unwelcome, and you did it in writing, in person, on camera." Vanessa's voice is barely a whisper. I never thought—" Marcus cuts her off. "That's the problem. You never thought you'd be held accountable." A supervisor in the back clears his throat, voice tight. "We all saw it. We just let it go." Marcus nods, gaze steady. "Not anymore." He places the email on the table, the paper trembling slightly. The staff watch, the truth impossible to ignore. The room is heavy with realization. Vanessa sits down, hands in her lap, defeated. Marcus's message is clear. The days of looking away are over. The screen flickers, playing the tick-tock on repeat. Tyler's exaggerated accent fills the room, his laughter joined by two co-workers off camera. The audio is tinny, but the humiliation is clear. Employees shift in their seats, some covering their faces, others staring at the floor. Vanessa's hands go to her temples, pressing hard. Marcus stands silent, letting the footage speak. Tyler's face flushes, his eyes darting to the exit. He stands abruptly, bumping his chair. I didn't mean—" His words fade as the video loops again, each replay heavier than the last. A cashier whispers, "That's not who we are." Another employee shakes her head, regret etched deep. Vanessa lowers her head, shoulders hunched. The staff exchange glances, the atmosphere thick with shame and realization. Marcus finally breaks the quiet. "You let this happen. You laughed. You watched. You said nothing." Tyler's voice is small. "It was just a joke." Marcus meets his eyes. "To you." Not to her. Not to anyone who's ever been mocked for how they speak or who they are. The video keeps playing, the laughter now a harsh reminder. Vanessa's breathing is shallow, her composure slipping further. The staff sit frozen, unable to look away from the truth on the screen. Marcus lets the moment stretch, the weight of what's been exposed settling over everyone. Tyler edges toward the door, but Marcus doesn't stop him. The damage is done, and everyone knows it. The screen goes dark, but the impact lingers. The reckoning has arrived. Tyler stands, chair scraping loudly as he pushes back. His face is flushed, hands shaking as he grabs his backpack. He glances at Marcus, then at Vanessa, searching for any sign of support. None comes. The staff watch, some with pity, others with quiet relief. He mutters, "I'm out," voice barely above a whisper. As he heads for the exit, a security guard steps forward, blocking the way for a moment. The guard's arms are folded, gaze steady. Tyler hesitates, then slips past, sneakers squeaking on the tile. Marcus turns to the staff, voice even. "You trained him. You all saw what happened." The screen freezes on Tyler's face, caught mid-laugh, a stark reminder of what's been tolerated. A supervisor in the back shifts, clearing his throat. "We thought it was harmless." Marcus shakes his head. "Harmless to who?" Vanessa sits rigid, eyes fixed on her lap. The staff exchange uneasy glances, the room heavy with unspoken regret. Outside, the sound of the exit door echoes back into the store. The moment marks a shift. No more hiding, no more pretending. Marcus faces the staff, his message clear. This is where it changes. Today. The guard returns to his post, arms still crossed, watching the staff with new scrutiny. The staff settle into an uneasy quiet, the truth settling in. Complicity has a cost, and the door has closed on looking away. The screen lights up with new footage. Vanessa, caught on camera, slips folded bills to a uniformed officer near the entrance. Her voice is low, urgent, "Trespass her!" The officer nods, glancing at a black teen Jada who stands near the door, confusion and fear on her face. The staff watched, stunned. Vanessa's breathing grows shallow. Someone in the back whispers, "Is that real?" Marcus doesn't answer. The video continues. The officer approaches Jada, guiding her out with a firm hand on her shoulder. Jada's eyes search the room, but no one intervenes. A cashier covers her mouth, shaken. The supervisor's jaw tightens, regret flickering across his features. Marcus steps forward, voice steady. "You didn't just fail customers, you failed people. You failed her." Vanessa's hands tremble in her lap, her face pale. She tries to speak, but the words catch. The officer's face is blurred on the screen, but his gesture, a small, almost apologetic tip of the hat as he leads Jada away, says everything. Tyler is gone. The staff are silent, the reality of what they've seen sinking in. Marcus lets the footage play out, the sound of the door closing behind Jada echoing in the room. Vanessa's composure unravels. She looks at Marcus, eyes pleading, but finds no sympathy. The staff shift, some looking away, others meeting Marcus's gaze, understanding the depth of what's been exposed. The video ends, but the room remains heavy, the consequences undeniable. Marcus stands before Vanessa, his expression unreadable. He reaches into his pocket, pulling out a small pack of tissues and places it gently on the table in front of her. "Clean up, then leave." His voice is quiet, final. Vanessa stares at the tissues, hands trembling, the meaning settling in. She tries to speak, but her voice falters. I didn't." Marcus turns his back, addressing the staff instead. "This ends today. No more looking away. No more excuses." His words hang in the air, heavy and unyielding. Vanessa's chair scrapes as she stands, shoulders hunched. She gathers her things with shaky hands, the tissues left untouched on the table. A cashier watches her go, eyes wide, whispering to a coworker, "Did you see that?" The coworker nods, relief and disbelief mingling in her expression. The staff exchange glances, some murmuring, "About time." Others simply watch, uncertain but hopeful. Vanessa walks toward the exit, her steps slow, the weight of her actions finally visible. Marcus faces the team, his tone softer but resolute. "We move forward. We do better. Starting now." He looks around, meeting each gaze, making sure the message lands. The camera lingers on the tissues, still on the table. A quiet reminder of what was lost, and what must never return. As Vanessa disappears through the door, the mood in the room shifts. The chapter closes not with shouting, but with a quiet, necessary ending. Outside, Vanessa stands by her car, the night pressing in. She unlocks the door, but pauses, glancing back at the store. The Cane's neon sign above the entrance sputters, its blue glow fading in and out. Her phone vibrates. A single message: "Position terminated." She reads it twice, hands shaking. She slams her fist against the car hood, the sound sharp in the empty lot. Her breath comes fast, fogging the window as she leans against the door. Inside, the muffled sound of applause filters out, a new energy rising from the staff. Marcus stands just inside the glass, watching the sign flicker. He doesn't smile, but his shoulders relax, the burden easing for the first time in weeks. Employees gather in small groups, some hugging, others wiping their eyes. The security guard props open the door, letting the cool air in. A cashier steps outside, glancing at Vanessa, then quickly looking away. She joins her coworkers, voices low but hopeful. The store feels different, lighter, as if something heavy has finally been lifted. Vanessa sits in her car, staring at her reflection in the rearview mirror. The neon sign flickers one last time, then steadies, casting a steady glow over the entrance. She starts the engine, the headlights sweeping across the lot, and drives away. Inside, Marcus turns off the main lights, leaving only the sign to shine through the night. The camera catches the moment, a woman's collapse, a company's rebirth. The store is quiet now, but the change is real, echoing long after the doors close. Marcus walks through the empty store, footsteps echoing on polished floors. The walls are bare where Employee of the Month portraits once hung. At the front, Carlos, the janitor, stands on a step stool, pinning up new posters, bold letters that read "Dignity First" and "Everyone Welcome." He steps down, catching Marcus's eye with a small, proud nod. Marcus pauses at the registers, watching as a young cashier organizes a stack of new training manuals. The old ones are boxed up, ready for storage. She glances up, offering a tentative smile. "They look better, don't they?" Marcus nods, voice warm. "They do." "Thank you for staying." Carlos wipes the counter, humming quietly, his movements relaxed for the first time in months. Another employee, a trainee, reads the new manual aloud to herself, practicing the words respect, inclusion, accountability. The words sound different in the quiet, more than just policy, now a promise. Marcus slips his watch back onto his wrist, no need to hide it anymore. He surveys the store, the changes settling in. The security camera now faces the registers, not the aisles, its red light blinking steadily. Outside, Jada stands by the window, snapping a selfie with the new posters in the background. She posts it with a simple caption, "Seen at Cane's." Her phone buzzes with likes and comments, support pouring in from people who once felt unwelcome. Marcus takes a deep breath, letting the new reality sink in. The store feels open, honest, finally safe. He heads to his office, leaving the doors open behind him. The system isn't perfect, but tonight, it's better than it's ever been. Vanessa sits at her kitchen table, laptop open, the glow harsh against her tired face. She clicks submit on another job application, watching the spinning wheel, waiting. The screen flashes. "Thank you for applying." She tries again. Another company, another form. Each time, the response is the same: an automated reply, a polite rejection. She scrolls through her contacts, thumb hovering over familiar names. She types out a message. "Hope you're well. Any leads?" Then deletes it. No one replies anymore. She checks her resume, searching for ways to explain the gap, the headlines, the story everyone knows. Her phone buzzes with a news alert. Keynes implements new diversity policy. She swipes it away, jaw clenched. She opens LinkedIn, sees connections drop, endorsements vanish. The world she once navigated with ease now feels locked, every door quietly closing. A mug of coffee cools beside her, untouched. She glances at her reflection in the dark window, searching for the confidence she used to wear so easily. It's gone, replaced by doubt and regret. She tries one more application, hands trembling. The screen blinks. "We'll be in touch." She closes the laptop, the room suddenly too quiet. Vanessa looks around her empty apartment, the silence pressing in. She used to command rooms, make decisions, and lead teams. Now she waits for replies that never come. The world moves on without her, and for the first time, she feels truly left behind. Vanessa stands in line at a crowded cafe, clutching her phone, eyes darting from the menu to the barista. She orders quietly, voice barely above a whisper. The barista nods, scribbles, her name on a cup, and sets it aside. Vanessa steps back, waiting near the counter, glancing around at the other customers. Orders are called out, names she doesn't recognize, faces that don't look her way. The barista moves quickly, smiling at regulars, exchanging jokes with a group near the window. Vanessa shifts her weight, checking her watch, then the pickup shelf. Her cup sits untouched, pushed behind others, her name barely visible. She clears her throat, hoping to catch the barista's attention. He glances over, then turns away, calling another name. The minutes stretch. People come and go, collecting their drinks, laughing as they leave. Vanessa's coffee grows cold, condensation pooling at the base. A woman next to her notices the cup. "Is that yours?" she asks. Vanessa nods, reaching for it, but the barista intercepts, sliding another order forward. "Sorry, just a sec," he says, not meeting her eyes. Vanessa steps back, feeling smaller with each passing moment. She watches as the last customers filter out, the cafe emptying around her. Finally, the barista looks up, realizes the cup is still there, and hands it to her without a word. She takes it, the gesture stinging more than any headline. Vanessa leaves, coffee in hand, the door closing softly behind her. Sometimes justice isn't loud. Sometimes it's just being left behind. Jada stands at the front of a bright conference room, badge clipped to her shirt. She glances at the staff seated before her, nerves fluttering in her stomach. Marcus introduces her, voice steady. "This is Jada. She's here to help us do better." He steps aside, giving her the floor. Jada clears her throat, hands clasped together. "I was a customer here. My experience wasn't unique, but I have a chance to make it better for everyone." Her voice wavers, but she presses on. "I know what it feels like to be dismissed, to be watched, to be treated as less." A supervisor at the back nods, arms folded, listening intently. A cashier scribbles notes, her eyes never leaving Jada. Another staff member, shoulders tense, glances at Marcus, then back at Jada. Jada continues, "We're going to talk about respect, about listening, about making sure no one feels unwelcome." She meets the gaze of a young trainee who gives her a small, encouraging smile. Marcus stands by the door, arms crossed, watching the room shift. The staff lean in, some nodding, others uncomfortable but attentive. Jada's confidence grows with every word. She finishes, "Change isn't easy, but it starts with seeing each other." Really seeing. The room is quiet, the message landing. Marcus steps forward, voice warm. "Thank you, Jada. This is what progress looks like." Jada smiles, relief and pride mingling. She knows her story matters now, not just for her, but for everyone who walks through those doors. Stacks of thick binders line the table, the old covers marked Loss Prevention, now replaced with bold letters, Dignity First. Marcus stands with the training team as employees file in, curiosity and uncertainty on their faces. He hands a manual to each person, watching their reactions as they flip through the pages. A young cashier scans the new guidelines, eyes widening. "This is different," she murmurs. Another employee, older, traces a line with his finger. "Every customer is valued. Every voice matters." He glances at Marcus, a hint of hope in his expression. Jada stands near the back, observing as staff absorb the changes. The supervisor raises a hand. "So, what does this mean for us?" Marcus answers, "It means respect isn't optional. It's the standard now." The room is quiet, the weight of the shift settling in. The old manuals are boxed up, ready for storage. A trainee reads aloud, "If you see bias, you speak up." Her voice is soft but determined. Marcus nods, meeting each gaze. "We're not just changing words. We're changing what this place stands for." A maintenance worker, arms crossed, finally speaks. "About time." Jada smiles, recognizing the relief in his tone. The team disperses, manuals in hand, the promise of something better in the air. Marcus lingers, watching as the last box of old policies is sealed and carried away. The store feels lighter, the future open. Dignity First isn't just a slogan now, it's the new reality. Isha stands behind the counter, greeting an elderly Latina customer with a gentle, "Good morning, how can I help you today?" The woman's face brightens, her shoulders relaxing as she responds. Other shoppers notice the exchange, a young mother nudging her son and whispering, "That's how people should be treated." Aisha helps the woman find her size, her tone warm and patient. Staff nearby watch, some exchanging surprised glances, others smiling in quiet approval. A trainee listens closely, eager to learn from the interaction. The atmosphere shifts, subtle, but real. Conversations grow friendlier, customers linger. The aisles feel open and inviting. Marcus observes from a distance, arms folded, pride flickering in his eyes. He catches Jada's gaze. She grins, giving him a thumbs up. The store feels transformed. Every moment of kindness, building something new. Aisha rings up the purchase, handing the woman her bag with a sincere, "Have a wonderful day." The customer thanks her, voice trembling with gratitude. As she leaves, she pauses to hug Aisha, who returns the embrace without hesitation. A cashier nearby whispers, "I want to do that too." Another staff member nods. "We all should." Marcus steps forward, addressing the team. "This is what progress looks like. Let's keep it going." The staff nod, energized by the change. The store buzzes with new energy. Every smile and thank you a sign that things are different now. Aisha's kindness sets the tone, and everyone follows. Marcus enters the store in plain clothes, blending in with the morning crowd. He moves quietly through the aisles, watching as a young cashier helps a nervous teenager choose a shirt, her voice gentle and patient. Aisha stands nearby, coaching a new hire, her encouragement steady and kind. He pauses by the shoe section, listening as two employees laugh softly with an older customer, helping her find the right size. The energy is different now, lighter, welcoming. No one glances over their shoulder, no one hurries past. Marcus notices a trainee offering to carry a heavy bag for a customer, the gesture met with genuine thanks. Jada walks by, clipboard in hand, checking in with staff. She catches Marcus's eye and smiles, a look of recognition passing between them. He nods, proud of how far they've come. The security guard stands at the entrance, posture relaxed, greeting everyone with a nod. Marcus watches as a group of teenagers enters, chatting and laughing, moving freely through the store. There's no tension, just the easy flow of people who know they belong. He stops at the register, buying a small item. The cashier's smile is real. Her "have a great day" sincere. Marcus steps outside, pausing to look back through the glass. The store feels open, honest, finally what he always hoped it could be. He slips his hands into his pockets, hoping to settle in his chest. For the first time, he knows the place runs right, even when no one's watching. The store's lights dim as closing time settles in. Marcus stands by the front window, city lights flickering beyond the glass. He leans against the frame, watching the last employees lock up, their laughter echoing softly down the empty aisles. He takes a deep breath, letting the quiet fill him. He pulls out his phone, scrolling through old photos. His mother at a checkout counter, her smile brave but tired. He remembers her stories, the way she'd straighten her shoulders after every slight. "They'll see us one day," she used to say, hope and pain tangled in her voice. Marcus looks around the store, shelves neat, the air light. He whispers, almost to himself, "Mom, they see us now." The words hang in the air, gentle and true. He closes his eyes, feeling the weight of years lift. The journey wasn't easy. There were setbacks, moments he wanted to give up. But tonight, standing here, he knows it was worth it. A staff member waves goodbye from the door. Marcus waves back, his smile quiet, content. He glances at the security camera now pointed toward the staff room, not the customers. It's a small thing, but it means everything. He turns off the last light, the store bathed in the soft glow. From the street, Marcus steps outside, locking the door behind him. The city hums, alive and open. He walks away, shoulders relaxed, pride steady in his chest. The promise he made to his mother was kept at last. The security camera now faces the staff break room, its lens steady and unblinking. Inside, employees gather around a table, laughter and easy conversation filling the space. The old tension is gone. Aisha leads a quick meeting, her tone upbeat, reminding everyone, "We look out for each other here." Carlos, wiping down the counter, cracks a joke that gets the whole room smiling. Jada shares a story from a customer, her voice proud. A new trainee asks a question, and 3 people jump in to help, their support genuine. The camera records it, all not suspicion, not exclusion, but community. There's no need for whispers or worried glances. The staff move with confidence, their interactions honest. The camera's red light blinks, a silent witness to the shift. Marcus steps in for a moment, just to check in. He doesn't stay long, but his presence is met with nods and grins. He leaves, knowing the team doesn't need watching. They're watching out for each other now. Outside, the Cane's sign glows steady, casting a warm light over the entrance. Customers pass by, some peeking in, drawn by the energy inside. The store feels safe, the kind of place anyone would want to return to. The camera keeps rolling, capturing a new story, one where everyone belongs.